Yes, good morning, dear all students. In the last class, we are discussing about that magnetic properties. So the magnetic properties or magnetic moment of a solid substance is mainly due to that orbital magnetic moment and a spin magnetic moment. But the orbital magnetic moment is very, very small. So we are considered only spin magnetic moment values only. So the total magnetic moment nu is equals to nu orbital magnetic moment plus nu spin magnetic moment, but the orbital magnetic moment is very, very small, so we are considered as the total magnetic moment is equals to the spin only magnetic moment, where S is equals to spin values. If electron is present in parallel or anti-parallel, its spin value is plus or minus half. Then the total number of unpaired electrons is, let it be n. Then the total magnetic moment is n into n plus 2 Bohr magnetons. N into n plus 2 Bohr magnetons. Okay, dear students. So this is the magnetic moment calculations. Based on this magnetic moment or magnetic properties, the substances divided into 5 types. One is a paramagnetic substance, the second one is diamagnetic substance, third one is ferro, antiferro, and ferrimagnetic substances. Already we have discussed about that paramagnetic substance and diamagnetic substance. Paramagnetic substances, when you are placed in the external magnetic field, weakly attracted by the external magnetic field due to the presence of unpaired electrons. But those unpaired electrons are arranged in randomly arranged in the external magnetic field. That's why weakly attracted. So next one is diamagnetic nature, means instead of attraction, the repulsion in the external magnetic field. Why they repulsion, dear students? Because of completely paired electrons. So completely paired electrons are present. Those are called as diamagnetic substances. Hence, that's why they are repelled in the external magnetic field. They repulsed in the external magnetic field. Okay, dear students. And whenever unpaired electrons are present, those are called paramagnetic substance. Those all are having color in nature. If diamagnetic nature is present, then unpaired electrons are zero and magnetic moment is zero and they are becomes colorless. That point also we need to remember, dear students. And let's see, the third one is ferromagnetic substance. What is the difference between the paramagnetic and ferromagnetic substance? Paramagnetic substances are weakly attracted by the external magnetic field, and ferromagnetic substances, when you placed in the external magnetic field, they will attract strongly attracted by the external magnetic field. Strongly attracted by the external magnetic field. And why they are strongly attracted by the external magnetic field means the unpaired electrons are, all the unpaired electrons are arranged in the same direction. The alignment of unpaired electrons all are in the same direction. That's why the ferromagnetic substances are strongly attracted in the external magnetic field, whereas paramagnetic substances are weakly attracted because the unpaired electrons are randomly arranged. They are in the different directions. Random arrangement, randomization of unpaired electrons. That's why the paramagnetic substances are weakly attracted by the external magnetic field. But the unpaired electrons all are in the same direction. Let's see this, all are in the clockwise direction. That's why they are strongly attracted by the external magnetic field. This is the alignment. This alignment related questions also they are previously asked in a NEET and JEE examination. So this arrangement also we need to remember, dear students. Okay. So this is about this type of alignment or arrangement is for ferromagnetic substances. That's why the ferromagnetic substances, the magnetic moment or magnetic field is very stronger than the external magnetic field. The magnetic field of the substance, let it be considered as a B. The B value is very much higher than the external magnetic field H. Examples for ferromagnetic substances: ferrous, cobalt, nickel. These three are very, very important, dear student. This ferrous, cobalt, nickel shows ferromagnetic nature at room temperature only. At room temperature only. Along that, chromium oxide and gadolinium also exhibits a ferromagnetic nature. Next, let's see, the next one is antiferromagnetic substance. Antiferromagnetic substance means just see the antiferromagnetic substance. Antiferromagnetic substance means the substance which are having unpaired electrons are present. Okay, here also unpaired electrons are present, but the unpaired electrons but not attracted by the external magnetic field. Why they cannot attracted by the external magnetic field means the alignment or arrangement of unpaired electrons. How many number of parallel spin electrons are present? The same number of anti-parallel spin electrons also be present. This is the clockwise, its spin is plus half, and its spin is minus half, and its spin is plus half, and its spin is minus half, and plus 1 by 2 and minus 1 by 2. So the all electrons are unpaired electrons only, but the alignment of parallel spin and anti-parallel spin electrons are equal. Then that the spin values, resultant spin values will be cancelled with each other, and nu is equals to 0. That's why the antiferromagnetic substances cannot attracted by the external magnetic field. Okay, dear students, is very important. Examples: MnO, manganese oxide, vanadium oxide, and nickel oxides are the examples for antiferromagnetic substances. Okay, next one is ferrimagnetic substances. Ferrimagnetic substance means the substance which having more unpaired electrons are present but weakly attracted by the external magnetic field, like paramagnetic substance. Why they are weakly attracted by the external magnetic field means because of the alignment of unpaired electrons. Here the more number of parallel spin electrons are present when compared to anti-parallel spin electrons. For example, these three, the spin value is 1 by 2, 1 by 2, and this is minus 1 by 2, and plus 1 by 2, plus 1 by 2, and minus 1 by 2. See here, 2 are cancelled. This 2 is cancelled, and the spin is equals to half plus half, nu is equals to not equals to 0. 1 came. So the nu not equals to 0. It has some magnetic moment, but the unpaired electron, the alignment of unpaired electrons, here the more parallel spin electrons are more when compared to anti-parallel spin electrons. But some are the opposite spin electrons are present, then they cancel with each other. But the parallel spin electrons are more than the anti-parallel spin electrons. The resultant magnetic moment nu not equal to 0. That's why they are weakly attracted by the external magnetic field. Such type of substances are called as ferrimagnetic substances. Called as the ferrimagnetic substances. Okay, dear students, let's go for examples for ferrimagnetic substances. Examples: ferrimagnetic substance Fe3O4, iron oxide, and some ferrites like Fe3O4 is the mixed oxide. It is FeO and Fe2O3. So here iron is in +2 and iron is in +3 oxidation states are present. So in that +2 metal ions replaced by the magnesium, copper, zinc, and nickel, and the +3 iron in +3 oxidation state is present. Those are called as ferrites. Magnesium ferrite, copper ferrite, zinc ferrite, and nickel ferrites are the examples for ferrimagnetic substances. Okay, dear students, ferrimagnetic substances are very important. Here examples are we need to remember directly. They will ask in JEE and NEET examination. Okay, dear students. Now, if a substance lost ferrimagnetism, means ferrimagnetism means what I said, dear students, the number of parallel spin electrons are more than the anti-parallel spin electrons. That's why the resultant magnetic moment nu not equal to 0, hence they are weakly attracted. So the substance lost ferrimagnetism. So when that ferrimagnetism, it will be lost, dear students, upon heating, and it becomes a paramagnetic nature. So the ferrimagnetic substances are converted into paramagnetic substance when upon heating. Heating. At the same way, ferromagnetic substances also, either ferri or ferro magnetic substances, just you have to heat, then they are converted into paramagnetic substances. Okay, dear students, paramagnetic substances. For regarding about that ferromagnetic substances are strongly attracted by the external magnetic field, but is those type of substances upon heating they are converted into at certain temperature, if certain temperature reached above that temperature, they are converted into paramagnetic substance. So that certain temperature is known as Curious temperature. Curious temperature. Why above the temperature the ferromagnetic substances are converted into paramagnetic substances? Because of randomization of parallel spin electrons. The parallel spin electrons are randomly arranged, then the ferromagnetic substances are converted into paramagnetic substances certain above the temperature, that above temperature is known as a Curious temperature. Okay, dear students, let's see that. For examples, vanadium oxide V2O3 is changes to paramagnetic. It is a ferromagnetic substance. It is changes to paramagnetic substance at 150 kelvins temperature. This is 150 kelvins temperature is Curious temperature. And nickel oxide at 523 kelvins temperature, and iron oxide Fe3O4 at 850 kelvins temperature converted into paramagnetic nature. Okay, dear student, this is about paramagnetic. This is about magnetic properties of crystalline solids. Okay, there are 5 magnetic properties are present. In every case, examples we need to remember, and alignment of unpaired electrons or electrons, how they are arranged in that substances, that also we need to remember. Okay, let's see, dear students, some important problems related to solid state. Already I said mainly the what kind of problems they're asking, either in a cubic crystal system, simple cubic crystal system, or body centered or phase centered. In the density calculations, density related problems, and radius and edge length relation related problems are very, very important. Let's see the first question, dear students. Aluminum crystallizes in FCC. Aluminum is crystallizes in FCC. Face centered cubic crystal is present, and the radius they gave 125 picometers. Calculate the edge length. Edge length means A value we need to calculate. Edge length value need to calculate. Okay, the given radius is 125 picometers they gave, and we know that relation in FCC 4R is equals to root 2a, means the 4R is equals to root 2a. Root a is nothing but face diagonal length. From this, a is equals to 4R by root 2. Okay, R value they gave in the question. So just you have to substitute R value. 4 into 125 divided by root 2. Root 2 value is 1.414. Then edge length of FCC crystal is equals to 353.61 picometers will comes, because that length they gave in picometers. Here also the edge length, the radius they gave in picometers, then the edge length units also will comes in a picometers. If you can change that picometers into centimeters or meters or angstroms or nanometer units, however, but these theoretical questions we can write as it is. The same kind of questions also they're asking in a objective examination also. Let's see the second question, dear students. Second question, an element having atomic mass m value they gave 107.9 gram per mole, has FCC unit cell. The edge length also they gave, and we have to calculate the density of the unit cell. Direct formula, dear students. Density is equals to Z into m by a cube into Na. Okay, density units are gram per centimeter cube. So the edge length 408.6 picometers they gave. That 408 picometers you have to convert into centimeters. So 1 picometer is equals to 10 to the power of minus 10 centimeters. Then is on simplification, we'll get 4.08 into 10 to the power of minus 8 centimeters. This is the edge length value, and the m value we know that in FCC Z value is 4. So just you have to substitute that all values in the density formula. Then the density of the FCC unit cell is equals to 10.506 gram per centimeter cube will comes. Gram per centimeter cube. Okay, dear students. So direct formula here, D is equals to Z into m by a cube into Na. Avogadro number is nothing but 6.02 into 10 to the power of 23. Z is 4 for FCC. M also they gave. A value they gave, edge length they gave in picometers. That picometers just we are converted into centimeters. After that, simplification is very, very important. Okay, dear students, let's see the third question. The third question. Let's see, dear students, what is the given third question? The given third question is, an element crystallizes in FCC unit cell. Okay, edge length is they gave 408.6 picometers and density they gave 10.5 gram per centimeter. Calculate the mass of the element. M value we need to calculate in this question. Okay, na? So the density D is equals to Zm by A cube into Na. Then M value we need to find out. So M is equals to D into A cube into Na by Z. So density they gave gram per centimeter cube, and edge length they gave. Edge length is they given in 408.6 picometers, that you have to convert it into centimeters. 408.6 into 10 to the power of minus 10 centimeters. Okay, then the Na value we know that Z for FCC is equals to 4. Is on simplification, the mass, atomic mass or molar mass of that element is equals to 107.83 gram per mole will comes. Okay, so here density they gave and type of unit cell they gave, edge length they gave. We need to find out the mass. Sometimes mass they will give, and type of unit cell they will give, and edge length they will give. We need to find out density. Sometimes density value, D value they will give, M value they will give, and A value they will give. We have to find out the type of unit cell. Type of unit cell means Z value we have to calculate. If Z is equal to 1, simple cubic. Z is equals to 2, body center. Z is equals to 4, face centered cubic unit cell. Okay, so like types of problems are coming in a solid state for board examination as well as in a JEE and NEET examination also. Repeatedly this kind of questions they are asking. Okay, let's see the fourth question, dear students. An element having atomic mass 60 they gave, has FCC unit cell, and edge length is 400 picometers. Find the density of the unit cell. So directly we have to find the density. Okay, density in gram per centimeter cube we need to find out. The edge length A is equals to 400 picometers. You have to change into centimeters. 1 picometer is equals to 10 to the power of minus 10 centimeters. Okay, dear students. Now the A is equals to 60 grams or 60 AMU, atomic mass units. So then the FCC Z is equals to 4. Then D is equals to Z into M by A cube into Na. Just you have to substitute, and the density of the unit cell will come 6.226 gram per centimeter cube will comes. Let's see the fifth question, dear students. What is the fifth question, dear students? The given fifth question is sodium crystallizes in BCC structure. For BCC, Z is equals to 2. Okay, and edge length is 420 picometers. Calculate the density. And the element atomic mass also they gave in 24U is nothing but, 23U is nothing but 23 atomic mass units. Okay, density is equals to Z into M by A cube into Na. Okay, so Z is equals to 2 and M is equals to 23 and A is equals to 420 into 10 to the power of minus 10 centimeters whole to the power of 3 into 6.023 into 10 to the power of 23 is on simplification. The density of that element or density of that unit cell, BCC unit cell, density is equals to 1.03 gram per centimeter cube, like it will comes. Okay, let's see that these model questions also very important, dear students. A compound AX and PY crystallizes in FCC like they gave. Okay, what is the values of X and Y we need to find out, or what is the molecular formula of the unit cell we need to find out. Okay, is having a FCC lattice structure in which A atoms are occupying the corners and B atoms are occupying at the face centers. Then what is the formula of the unit cell? Let's see, dear students. This is the FCC unit cell. Okay, so the A atoms are present at corners. These are the corners at which A atoms are present. This is A. Number of A atoms is equals to X is equals to 1 by 8 because 8 corners are present. Each contribution 8 corners are present, each contribution is equals to 1 by 8, then x is equals to 1. At the same way, y atoms. So here y atoms are present at face centers, faces. There are 6 faces are present, its contribution of atom at face center is equals to 1 by 2. So like B atoms are present here. Like 6 faces are present. Okay, so the 6 into 1 by 2 is equals to 3. There the simplest ratio x is to y, the simplest ratio is equals to 1 is to 3 only. Therefore, the molecular formula of unit cell is equals to A1B3 or AB3. A1B3 or AB3. This kind of questions are compulsory. They are asking in a NEET and JEE examination as well as for board examination. 2 marks question they will ask. Okay. Let's go for next question, dear students. Whatever I am explaining, these all questions are previously asked in a board examination as well as in JEE examination also. This question, how to solve? Let's see, dear students. If a metal with atomic mass is 209 in crystallizes in a simple cubic lattice, means SCC, simple cubic lattice. What is the edge length of the unit cell? A value we need to find out. Edge length. Then the density they gave in 91.5 kg per meter cube and Avogadro number they gave. So here the density in kg per meter cube they gave and atomic mass here in grams is there. That we have to convert into kgs. So the given m is equals to 209 grams is equals to 209 into 10 to the power of minus 3 kgs and density is equals to 91.5 kg per meter cube and z is equals to 1 and a value, and a value we need to find out. We know that density formula d is equals to zm by a cube into na. Just their a cube value we need to find out. So the a cube is equals to, from this a cube is equals to d into na by z into m. Okay, dear students, just you have to substitute density is equals to 91. A cube is equals to density they gave 209 into 10 to the power of sorry dear students, here wrong I did. Okay, from this a cube is equals to, sorry, a cube is equals to a cube is equals to z into m by d into na, density into Avogadro number. Z value is 1 and m value is 209 into 10 to the power of minus 3 and density is equals to 91.5 and na Avogadro value, Avogadro number is 6.02 into 10 to the power of 23. Is on simplification, a cube value will get 3.7 into 10 to the power of minus 27. A cube we got. Now a value we need to find out. So a value we need to find out means you have to apply both side logarithms. So log a cube is equals to 3 log a. 3 log a is equals to log a into b is nothing but log a into log b. Log a plus log b. That's why log 3.7 plus minus of 27 into log 10. Log 10 value is 1 only. That log 3.7 value is approximately 0.5789. Means logarithm table they will give for you. So by using that logarithm table, log 0.5, sorry, log 3.7 value is 0.57 minus 27. Then is on simplification, log a is equals to minus 8.8070 will come. So that log a, so a is equals to 10 to the power of minus 8.8070 is nothing but anti-logarithm of minus 8.8070. So for our simplification, just I am adding plus 1 and minus 1, then minus 8, this 8.8070, how I written minus 8 minus 0.8070, this minus 1 and this minus 8 becomes minus 9. This 1 minus 0.8070 is nothing but 0.193. Anti-logarithm of 0.19 is nothing but 1.560. and anti-logarithm of minus 9 is nothing but 10 to the power of minus 9. 10 to the power of minus 9. So the units are in meters. Then 10 to the power of minus 9 meters is nothing but nanometers. That's why 1.560 nanometers will comes. The edge length is 1.560 nanometers or 1.560 into 10 to the power of minus 9 meters. 10 to the power of minus 9 meters. Okay, dear students, this kind of problems are little bit difficulty is there. So here we must have to idea about that how to see anti-logarithm values. Anti-logarithm calculations are very, very important. Then logarithms and anti-logarithms checking is very, very important. And those logarithm values and anti-logarithm values also mathematics also it will comes, and it is important for physics as well as chemistry also, especially in physical chemistry. We must have to learn about how to calculate logarithm values and anti-logarithm values are very, very important. Okay, let's go for next question, dear students. The next question is, an element having atomic mass 63 has FCC unit cell and edge length they give directly in centimeters, and calculate the density. Just you have to substitute the all values in density formula. D is equals to Zm into AQ by Na. Z is 4 and M value 63.1 and A edge length 3.608 into 10 to the power of minus 8 whole cube into 6.02 into 10 to the power of 23 is on simplification. The density of the FCC unit cell is equals to 8.963 gram per centimeter cube will comes. The next question, let's see lithium atoms. Our lithium metal has body centered cubic lattice structure is present with edge length 352 picometers. Calculate the density of lithium metal directly asked. Okay, so the picometers you have to convert it into centimeters. Okay, and lithium atomic mass is 7. We have to remember that value, 7 gram per mole. And BCC crystal structure has Z is equals to 2. Then the density is equals to 2 into 7 divided by 352 into 10 to the power of minus 10 whole cube into 6.02 into 10 to the power of 23 is on simplification. The density will come 0.53 gram per centimeter cube. Okay, and let's see that next important question is also same model, density related only. Calcium metal M is equals to 40. Okay, crystallizes FCC lattice structure with edge length is 0.556 nanometers. Edge length is 0.556 nanometers they gave, and calculate the density of the metal they asked. Calculate the density of the unit cell. So here 1 nanometer is equals to 10 to the power of minus 7 centimeters. Okay, and M is equals to 40 and Z is equals to 4, and Na value also we know that, and density is equals to Z into M by A cube into Na is on simplification 1.54 will comes density of the unit cell gram per centimeter cube. So here the important thing is the density, that while calculation of density edge lengths they are giving in centimeters or nanometers or picometers. How they are giving, we have to observe. Whether picometers they gave means you have to convert it into centimeters. Nanometers they gave means you have to convert it into centimeters. 1 picometer is equals to 10 to the power of minus 10 centimeters. 1 nanometer is equals to 10 to the power of minus 7 centimeters. Okay, our angstroms they gave means we have to convert into centimeters. 1 angstrom is equals to 10 to the power of minus 8 centimeters. Then automatically the density of the unit cell values will comes in gram per centimeter cube will comes. Otherwise you are convert that edge lengths in meters means the atomic mass M value we have to take in kgs. Then the density of the unit cell will comes kg per meter cube will comes. Okay, mostly we have to solve in terms of gram per centimeter cube only. Okay, these are the different types of problems in solid state. Let's see some additional information, dear students. Dielectric properties and superconductivity properties and different types of ionic compounds, their crystal structures, and where the positive and negative ions are present, their coordination numbers also we need to discuss, and radius ratio of cation and anion based on that coordination number, and examples we need to discuss. Those are also very, very important. Okay, dear students, let's see. This additional information is very, very important, especially for mains and advanced examination. Okay, let's see that dielectric properties. Dielectric properties is nothing but it is the property of substance. It is the property of a substance when the substance is placed in an external electric field. When a substance is placed in external electric field, gives rise to net flow of electric charge. When a substance is placed in external electric field and it develops electric charge. It develops electric charge as well as develops dipoles. Dipole means what it is, dear students? Positive and negative ions. It develops dipoles of the substance. So due to the developing of dipoles, then the nucleus means the nucleus is a positive charge. The nucleus is moving one side, and electron crowd is moving in another side. Electron crowd is moving in another side. Like that is called as a dipole. So when a substance is placed in an electrical field, external electrical field, develops dipoles and creates net electric charge in the substance, is known as a dielectric properties. So these dipoles are arranged. The arrangement of dipoles in the substance, it is two types. The one is a non-compensatory way. The second one is compensatory way. Non-compensatory way means the dipoles all are in the same direction. Then the net dipole moment, having net dipole moment mu not equal to 0. The net dipole moment not equal to 0 means it has some net dipole moment because of all the dipoles in the same alignment, same direction. If they are in compensatory way means they are in opposite direction. The dipoles are in the opposite direction. The net dipole moment is 0. Okay, dear students, this is about dielectric properties. So based on these dielectric properties, the substances, these crystalline substances have following dielectric properties are present. What are the important dielectric properties of crystalline substance? One is piezoelectricity. When that piezoelectricity will be present, when a crystalline solid in which is placed in electrical field, the net dipole moment not equal to 0, having net dipole moment when subjected to the electrical field, as well as we have to produce more pressure. We have to apply more pressure and electrical field. The substance having net dipole moment, called as piezoelectric substances or pressure electric substances. What is piezoelectricity? Piezoelectricity means when a substance having net dipole moment when subjected to high electric field, when they placed in high electric field and applied more pressure called as piezoelectricity or pressure electricity. Examples for piezoelectric substances. Let's see, dear students. Piezoelectric substance examples are very, very important. Directly they are asking among the following which has piezoelectric substance. Examples: barium tannate, BaTiO3, and lead tannate, PbTiO3, and lead zirconate, PbZrO3, and ammonium dihydrogen phosphate and quartz are the examples for piezoelectric substances. These piezoelectric substances are mainly used in microphones. We are using in microphones and ultrasonic generators and sonar detectors. In sonar detectors and ultrasonic generators and in microphones, mainly these piezoelectric substances we are using. And another important type of dielectric properties of substance is ferroelectricity. So the ferroelectricity or anti-ferroelectric substances or pyroelectric substances all are one kind of physioelectric substances only. So ferroelectric substances is nothing but in some physioelectric solids, physioelectric solids, the dipoles are spontaneously aligned. All the dipoles are spontaneously aligned in the same direction, particular direction, all are in the same direction. Then the substance will be strongly attracted by the electrical field, and net dipole is not equal to 0. Such type of substances are called as ferroelectric substances. The ferroelectric substances is like nothing but ferromagnetic substances only. But here electrical field we are applying. So you have to take some of the physioelectric substances. Some of the physioelectric substances, the dipoles are, all dipoles are, means the positive and negative dipoles. The dipoles are all are arranged in the same direction. In the absence of electrical field, even electric field, if you are removed also, then those all dipoles are in the same direction and net dipole moment not equal to 0. Such type of substances are called as ferroelectric substance. Example, barium tannate and sodium potassium tartrate. Sodium potassium tartrate is also called as Roche salt, and potassium dihydrogen phosphate. Potassium dihydrogen phosphates are examples for ferroelectric substance. So the ferroelectric solids are physioelectric, but reverse is not possible. Okay, all ferroelectric substances are belongs to physioelectric, but all physioelectric substances are not belongs to ferroelectric substances. Okay, dear students, because the ferroelectric substances means even if you remove the electrical field also, the net dipole is not equal to 0. Okay, they having some net dipole moment. So anti-ferroelectricity is nothing but in some of the physioelectric substances, the dipoles are aligned in opposite direction. Means one dipole is in parallel, another one is anti-parallel. Net dipole is 0. Then the net dipole moment is 0. No net dipole moment. Such type of substances are called as anti-ferroelectric substances. Example, lead zirconate. Example, lead zirconate. And another important dielectric property is pyroelectric property. In some physioelectric crystallines, when heated and produce small electric current or produce small amount of dipoles, then those are called as pyroelectric substances. Okay, let's see. Next important concept is superconductivity. Next important concept is superconductivity. Okay, dear students, what is superconductivity? When the substances having superconductivity property. Superconductivity is nothing but generally we know that temperature increases, the resistance of the metals increases, then the conductivity will be decreases. Okay, in some of the metals, or in some of the solids, those resistance is 0 when passed electricity. In the such type of states are called as superconductivity. Superconducting materials are those which offers no resistance, means the resistance is 0. The resistance R is equals to 0 to pass electricity. That state is known as superconductivity state, and that state will be existing due to the presence of paired electrons only. So that materials becomes a diamagnetic nature only. So all superconductivity materials are diamagnetic nature only and repels the magnets, and they are repulsed in the external magnetic field. Okay, superconducting materials is nothing but the materials which passes electricity with resistance is 0. When the resistance of materials are conducting materials, when it becomes 0, at what temperature it becomes 0, dear students? It is almost 0 nearer to the absolute temperature. So at absolute temperature, the resistance is 0, acts as superconductors. Okay, acts as a superconductors. This superconductivity phenomenon first observed by Kamerlingh-Onnes at 1913. In 1913, Kamerlingh-Onnes first observed some of the materials behaves as a superconductors by the decreasing temperature. By the decreasing the temperature, while temperature is decreasing, spontaneously it reaches to the absolute temperature, at absolute temperature the resistance is 0 and they acts as a good conductors, and the flow of electrons is very high. Because the resistance is decreases or resistance becomes 0, then the conductivity will be increases, then they behaves as a superconducting materials. So the Kamerlingh-Onnes first observed at 1913 when he found that superconductivity at 4 Kelvin's temperature he observed in mercury. At 4 Kelvin's temperature, mercury acts as a superconducting material because of resistance is 0. So most of the metals acts as a superconducting materials at very low temperature is in between 2 to 5 Kelvins. Some of the metals or alloys behaves as a superconductors even at high temperature also, even at high temperatures also. So that is around at 23 Kelvin's temperature, niobidium alloy acts as a superconductors, Nb3Ge. Okay, germanium. That alloys acts as a superconducting materials at little bit high temperature, that is around 23 Kelvin's temperature. Okay, dear students, some of the organic compounds acts as a superconducting materials at below 5 Kelvin's temperature, but some of the alloys at higher temperature also they acts as a superconducting materials. Examples such kind of alloys, examples, let's see, dear students, these formulas we need to remember directly. Okay, that is niobium alloy, the first one, its superconducting temperature is 23 Kelvins, and bismuth, calcium, strontium, copper oxide at 105 Kelvins, and titanium, calcium, barium, and copper oxide at 125 Kelvins temperature, they behaves as a superconducting materials. This is about superconductivity. Just we need to idea about that superconductivity. Okay, what is superconductivity, dear students? At lower temperatures, the resistance of the substance is 0. Then it acts as a superconducting materials. Generally, metals acts as a superconducting nature around 2 to 5 Kelvin's temperature, and some of the organic substances also behaves as a superconducting materials at 5 Kelvin's temperature. Some of the alloys behaves as a superconducting materials at even at a high temperature also, around 23 Kelvins at niobium alloy, and 105 bismuth, calcium, strontium, copper oxide, and 125 Kelvins titanium, calcium, barium, and copper oxides acts as a superconducting materials. Okay, dear students, let's see. Then another important point is, for example, same compound exists as both HCP as well as FCC crystal structures, because this packing efficiency is 74%, and this FCC packing efficiency is also 74% only. But here the Z value for HCP is 6, and here the Z value is 4. But the same atom or same compound exhibits both HCP as well as FCC crystal structure. The density remains same. D is equals to constant. Why the D is equals to constant, dear students? D is equals to constant because for the same element, because Z by V means unit cell constant divided by volume of the unit cell. Z by V constant, Z by V ratio or Z by V value is same. Z by V value is same. Okay, that point you have to remember. And another important thing is radius ratio. The radius ratio is nothing but the radius of cation to the radius of anion. Based on this radius ratio values, we can find out the coordination number, and we can find out the shape of the crystals very easily. If the radius ratio value, this radius ratio value is increases and the coordination number increases, the coordination number increases. Okay, let's see, dear students. The radius ratio, value, the radius of cation to the radius of anion, that value is up to 0.115, then the coordination number is 2. The shape of the crystal is linear. Example, BeCl2 is the radius ratio value is in between 0.115 to 0.225. up to the higher value 0.225, then the coordination number is 3, and trigonal planar shape, the example B2O3 boron oxide. If the radius ratio is in between 0.225 to 0.414, if reaches up to 0.414, the coordination number is 4, tetrahedral geometry. Example ZNS, Cu, Cl, CuBr and CuI. If the 0.414 to 0.732 and the coordination number, even the coordination number is 4 only, means the geometry of the crystal is square planar structure will be present. Okay. Next, the values ratio is in between 0.73 to 0.414 to 0.732. Here this value is also same, but the coordination number 6K means octahedral geometry. Here 0.414 to 0.732 is there. Coordination number 4 only they gave. The shape of the crystal is square planar. If 0.414 to 0.732, coordination number 6 they gave, means the shape will be octahedral. Example NaCl, magnesium oxide and sodium bromide. The coordination number value is in between 0.73 to 0.9, then the coordination number is 8, and BC6 crystal structure. Example cesium chloride, cesium bromide, cesium iodide and ammonium bromide. If the coordination number value is more than 0.99, more than 0.99 means approximately 1, more than 1, like the coordination number is 12, having HCP crystal structure. Example ZNS, zinc sulfide has wurgite. Wurgite, its molecular formula is ZNS only. Zinc blend, its molecular formula is also ZNS, but zinc blend has FCC crystal structure and ZNS has wurgite has HCP crystal structure. Okay, some important ionic crystal structures we need to discuss, dear students. Those are also directly they are asking in a NEET and JEE examination. These all additional points are important for NEET and JEE examination only. Okay. And there are one more important concept is there, spinal structures of oxides also we need to discuss. For example, crystal structures like NaCl type of crystals are present. NaCl type of crystals in which the chloride ions are occupied in CCP or FCC. All negative ions are having CCP or FCC crystal structures, and Na plus ions are occupied in octahedral voids. Because the FCC is present means the Z is equals to 4. The number of octahedral voids is also 4. So that's why it has 1:1 ratio. The coordination number of Na plus ion is 6, and the chloride ion's coordination number is 6, and coordination number ratio is 1:1. And this is very, very important, dear students. In this edge length, A is equals to 2 into radius of positive and radius of negative. So the 2 into R plus plus R minus, or radius of Na plus plus and radius of Cl minus. So like NaCl type of crystals, examples other than NaCl, the examples are lithium, sodium, potassium halides, and rubidium, silver chloride, silver bromide, and NH4Cl also having the NaCl type of crystal structure, in which the negative ions are having FCC and positive ion is present at octahedral voids. The edge length A is equals to 2 into radius of cation plus radius of anion. Okay, and the number of formula units means how many. Here FCC means the Z is equals to 4, means 4 NaCl formulas are present. Like number of formula units per unit cell means in one unit cell how many NaCl molecules are present. 4 NaCl molecules are present. Okay, in one unit cell. Next, second type is cesium chloride, cesium plus and Cl minus. Here the negative ions are present at the corners of cube, and cesium plus ion is the body center, vice versa. Means these are maybe at corners, means if it is at corner, and the positive ion at body center, like vice versa, means both will be mutual exchange will be takes place. And here the coordination number 1 chloride ion, around that 8 Ca plus ions will be exist. 1 cesium plus ion, around 8 chloride ions will be exist. So here the coordination number is 8:8 is nothing but 1:1 type only. And how many cesium chloride formula units are present? Because here the Z value is 2. BCC Z is equals to 2 means they contains cesium plus 1 cesium plus and 1 Cl minus ions are present. Then it is equals to 1 cesium chloride. Is a molecule structure. How many cesium chloride molecules are present here, students? 1 cesium chloride molecule is present. Because the chloride ions are at corners, its value is 1, and cesium plus ion is body center, its value is 1. So 1 plus 1, 1 positive and 1 negative is equals to 1 cesium chloride molecule is present. Examples. Similar type of cesium chloride molecules are cesium bromide, cesium iodide, thallium bromide, and thallium iodides. Okay, and next one is zinc blend. Let's see, dear students, zinc blend, ZNS. So here the molecular formula is ZNS only, zinc blend molecular formula, but zinc blend, that ionic compound, the sulfide ions are present at FCC structure, and Zn 2 plus ions are occupied tetrahedral whites, because the number of tetrahedral whites, if Zn is equals to 2 into 4 is equals to 8 are present. Out of 8, alternatively 1 is vacant and 1 will be occupied by Zn plus 2. Like how many? 4 will be present, and here 4 S minus 2 ions are present. 4 and 4 means 4 ZNS molecules are present. Okay, and the coordination number is 4:4. 4:4 is nothing but 1:1 ratio, the coordination number ratio. Examples for zinc blend like structure, examples copper halides, CuX. Okay, and silver iodide and beryllium sulfide is also belongs to zinc blend type of a structure will be present, and wurtzite has HCP structure will be present, hexagonal closed packing structure, and sulfide ions are occupied at the HCP crystal structure, and Zn plus 2 ions, HCP means the Z is equals to 6. Okay, dear students, and the octahedral whites are 6. The all Zn plus 2 ions are alternatively occupied tetrahedral whites, and only half of the tetrahedral whites are occupied alternatively, and tetrahedral whites are 12 are present. Here the Z is equals to 6 means 6 Zn plus 2 ions are present. Alternative tetrahedral whites are occupied by Zn plus 2 ions. Then the ratio is 4:4 only. Then but coordination number is 6. So how many? Sorry, the ratio is coordination number of Zn plus 2 is 4 and S minus 2 is 4. Then the coordination number ratio is 4:4 is equals to 1:1. But the unit cell constant Z is equals to 6 for HCP. That's why the number of formula units in HCP or in unit cell of wurtzite is 6, because Z is equals to 6. So 6 ZNS molecules are present. Okay, and another one is these two are very important, fluorite and anti-fluorite. Fluorite structure CaF2 type, Ca plus 2 plus 2F minus. So the calcium plus 2 ions are present at CCP or FCC. So here the Z is equals to 4. Now the total 8 fluoride ions are present. So the tetrahedral whites, how many are there? 8 are present here. 2 into 4 means all tetrahedral whites. So the fluoride ions are occupied in tetrahedral whites. So total, because 8 fluoride ions are present. So the ratio is calcium plus 2. Around that one calcium plus 2, 8 fluoride ions are present. 1 fluoride ion around 4 calcium plus 2 ions are present. Their coordination number ratio is 8:4 is equals to 1:2 type. But Z is equals to 4 because of FCC. Because of FCC structure, Z is equals to 4. So the type of structure CaF2 model is nothing but AB2 model. These are called as fluoride structure. So similar structures are present for strontium fluoride, barium fluoride, lead fluoride, and cadmium chloride. Examples for fluoride structures. So you have to remember, dear students, in the fluoride structure, the coordination number ratio is 1:2 or 8:4. And Z is equals to 4. Number of formula units are 4 only. Anti-fluoride structure means Li plus the positive ions 2 Li plus O minus 2. This is called as anti-fluoride structure. This belongs to A2B type. This is called anti-fluoride structure in which negative ions are occupied in a FCC. Here in fluoride structure, positive ions are occupied in FCC. Here negative ion oxide ions are occupied in FCC and Li plus 2 ions are occupied in tetrahedral whites. So here this oxide ions are 4 is present and Li plus 2 ions are 8 is present. 4:8 ratio. Their coordinate number is 1:2. So here lithium is oxygen 4:1 is nothing but 1:2 ratio. And formula units are 4 only. Examples Na2O, K2O, sodium sulfide, lithium sulfide and potassium sulfide belongs to anti-fluoride structure. Okay, dear students, the last important concept mainly for advanced level only, that is called as spinel structures. Spinels are the nothing but oxides only. Okay, what is the meaning of spinels, dear students? Spinels are nothing but oxides only. So these are the mixed oxides. So the spinels are nothing but mixed oxide. Two mixed oxides are present. That is a divalent metal oxide and trivalent metal oxide. Divalent metal oxide means M plus O minus 2 and trivalent M2O3 minus 2 and M plus 3. Divalent and trivalent metal oxides are present. Those are called as spinels. The type of oxides are mixed oxides are called as spinels. Okay. So these spinels general formula is MO M2O3 is simply we have to written like this M3O4. M3O4 here metal having plus 2 oxidation state as well as plus 3 oxidation state is present. So divalent metal ions iron plus 2 cobalt, chromium, manganese like and trivalent also same iron plus 3, cobalt plus 3, chromium plus 3, aluminum plus 3 and manganese plus 3 like examples. One example you have to take M is equals to mixed oxide MgAl2O4 means MgO and Al2O3 in which the divalent metal oxide is magnesium oxide and trivalent is aluminum oxide. Otherwise Fe2, Fe3O4. This is nothing but FeO, Fe2O3. Ferrous and ferric oxides. Ferrous and ferric oxide. Here iron in which plus 2 as well as in plus 3 oxidation state. These are called as mixed oxides. So the mixed oxides mean the metal is same or different. The divalent and trivalent metals are maybe same or different. Those are called as spinels or spinel structures. So these spinel structures or mixed oxides are known as spinels. They are having two types of structures are present. One is simple spinel structure. The second one is inverse spinel structure. Okay. Let's see, dear students, what are the examples for simple spinal structure examples and inverse spinal structure examples are very, very important. Examples only we have to remember and arrangement also we need to remember. So based on the position of divalent and trivalent metal ions in metal ions, the spinels are classified into two types. One is a simple or normal spinel. In simple or normal spinel, how it will be present, dear students? The positive ion, divalent ions all are present in tetrahedral whites only and trivalent ions all are present in octahedral only. So here the formula is MO and M2O3. See here one metal and here two are present. So here in normal spinels or in simple spinels, oxide ions O minus 2 ions. Total how many are present, dear students? O minus 4 are present. These all are arranged in FCC. So all are arranged in FCC means this unit cell constant Z is equals to 4. So these all are present in FCC. So Z is equals to 4 means tetrahedral whites are how many are present? 8 are present and octahedral whites are 4 are present. But here the plus 2 ions all present in tetrahedral whites and plus 3 ions all present in octahedral whites. Here one only present. 1 M plus 2, but here 8 is present means 1/8 part. 1/8 part of M plus 2 ions are occupied in tetrahedral whites. And here octahedral 4 are present. Here 2 means 1/2. M plus 3, how many? 1/2 part of octahedral whites. Okay, 50%. That is 1/2 part. Then total tri-positive ions are present in octahedral whites, and di-positive ions all are present in tetrahedral whites. Its occupying percentage is 1/8 part, and its oxidizing percentage is 1/2 part. Okay, 1/2 times of ions of octahedral whites are occupied by tri-positive ions. Example for simple or normal spinel examples: Mn3O4. Okay, all Mn plus 2 ions are in tetrahedral whites, and all Mn plus 3 ions are in octahedral whites. Another example, cobalt oxide, CO3O4 also. This is also example for simple or normal spinel. Okay, let's go for inverse spinal structure, dear students. What is the inverse spinal? Inverse spinal means reverse. So here inverse spinal structure, the oxide ions are arranged in a FCC only. Oxide ions having FCC or CCP arrangements. So here Z is equals to 4. Then the tetrahedral whites are 8 are present, and octahedral whites are 4 are present. But here M plus 2 and 2M plus 3. These all are present in octahedral whites. Okay, and these all are 50% in tetrahedral whites and 50% in octahedral whites they will occupy. Okay, so M plus 3 ions are 50% in tetrahedral whites and 50% in octahedral whites. So octahedral whites, how many are present, dear students? 4 are present. So out of that 4, here 2 only present. Their 50% means here 1/2 part, and here also 1/2 part will be present of 50 and 50%. So out of 4, sorry, here 1 only present means 1/4, and here 1/4 part. Then it is equals to 1/4, and 1/4 is equals to 2. So 1/4 plus 1/4 into octahedral whites is nothing but 2 will comes. In the same way, tetrahedral whites, how many are present? 8 are present. Out of that 8, that M plus 2 ions, 1 only present. All are present in octahedral whites only. The remaining 50% means only 1 is present in M plus 3 in tetrahedral whites. So the tetrahedral whites occupied percentage is 1/8 part. Only 1 is present. Sorry, dear students, here it is 1/8 part of M plus 3 ions are present in tetrahedral whites, and here the remaining 1 is present, means it is 1/4 part, and here M plus 2 1 only present, but octahedral whites are 4 is present, then it is also 1/4 part. Okay, so here in inverse spinal structure, the main, what is the important thing we have to remember, dear students? The di-positive ions are present, all the di-positive ions are present in octahedral whites, shifted octahedral whites, they're shifted, and tri-positive ions 50% in tetrahedral and 50% in octahedral whites they are present. Examples for inverse spinal structure is iron oxide, Fe3O4. So here FeO and Fe2O3. So here iron plus 2 all are present in octahedral whites. Here iron plus 3, how many are present? 2 are present. 1 is in tetrahedral whites, and another one is 50%. Another one is in octahedral whites. Like that, 50% in octahedral white and 50% in tetrahedral whites will be exist. These are called as spinels. Spinels is nothing but mixed oxides. The mixed oxides are existing in 2 types of structure. One is simple spinal structure, another one is inverse spinal structure. In simple spinal structure, all di-positive ions are in tetrahedral white and tri-positive ions are in octahedral white. Examples are very, very important for competitive examination. Directly among the following, which has simple spinal structure, which has inverse spinal structure, that much only they will ask. Otherwise, if they want to ask means what is the occupied position of di-positive ions and tri-positive ions, that occupied position will ask. And oxide ions, all oxide ions has FCC arrangement present for oxides or spinels. Okay, dear student, this is about complete information related to solid state. Already I shared that objective videos also for solid state. Those videos also you must have to follow and practice those all. Then definitely will helps for board examination as well as a objective NEET and JEE and CET examinations. Thank you all.